Peace, everybody. Peace. What's up? I hope everybody is doing well. I'm going to do something new because I've been trying a lot of new stuff. I'm going to do solar eclipse reading, but I'm only going to use my oracle decks. I'm going to use 3 different oracle decks, and we're going to talk a little bit about the eclipse. So I'm posting this, but I'm going to repost it on my YouTube. No, matter of fact, I'm just going to leave it. I was going to repost it in like a couple of days because some significant things that are happening. We have the solar eclipse happening on the 25th. We have the lunar eclipse happening following after around November 7th. So there's different things that are happening, different planetary changes and different things that these are all blessings because these are all needed. So I am going to, I do want to share a Swan song with everyone, but I'm going to do that in a second. Before I start the reading, I was guided to get my drum and do my song. So I am going to do that before we break into the reading with the cards. So let's talk about what an eclipse is for the people who may not be really familiar with what an eclipse is. So you have the lunar eclipse, you have a solar eclipse. A solar eclipse is going to happen first, approximately October 25th. So with the solar and a lunar eclipse, one of the things is blocking or covers the other. So like with the solar eclipse, you have the moon blocking the light of the sun. With the lunar eclipse, you have the sun blocking the light of the moon, if I'm not mistaken. It's a moment that lasts for a few hours usually. When it occurs though, it's the exact time that this is happening, which is pretty interesting. So I actually jotted down a couple of notes because I was picking up some things. So I'm going to refer to some of the notes that I wrote down. So I wrote down the solar eclipse is the exact moment that the moon passes between the sun and the earth, casting a shadow over the earth. The moon covers and blocks the sun's light to the earth, right? With the lunar eclipse, that's the exact moment that the moon moves into the earth's shadow, and turning the moon kind of a reddish color, which I find significant. That red color, colors. If you know anything about color psychology, colors evoke different emotions and different things. There's power even in the color of things, even though the way that we see the color of things. And so what I was thinking about was I started looking into how the sun, and thinking about how the sun, the solar eclipse, may affect people versus the lunar eclipse, right? Because I believe that we are all, part of my spiritual beliefs is that we all are connected, and we all are connected in a way where the different planetary shifts, everything that is happening around us is constantly affecting us, and everything that we do is constantly affecting everything else and everybody around us, everything in existence around us. So with that being said, the solar eclipse is happening around October 25th. So with the numbers at play, with the placements happening, with it being in Scorpio season, I feel like a lot of people on this day or around this time are going to see, one of my predictions is that you're going to see different things that you've been working on manifesting if you've been doing your work on a certain level, because everyone is on a different level and part of their own path. Some people are at a level where they've done enough work by this time. And if you're on a level where you've done enough work by this time, I'm talking about spiritual work that you're being guided to, things towards acclimating into your soul contracts. If you've done that work enough on a certain level, you're going to see some of the things that you've been wanting to manifest in front of your eyes that day. That's one of my predictions. when I thought of the solar eclipse, I thought of the sun card in the tarot, because the sun card is very vibrant. It represents a bright, sunny future, just things shining. And some people, I feel like, are going to unlock another level of themselves in their own metamorphosis that they've been in. Some of you are going to emerge into the butterfly that you've been working on becoming. And so some people are going to really just kind of feel a different change within themselves, where they have blossomed, where they may feel like they have arrived, and they have just gotten into a certain level of their healing journey. Oh, that's what I wrote down. I wrote down heavy water energy during this day as well, because 2 and 5 is a number 7, and we're in the year 2022, which is a 6, which is an earth number, but it's an earth number comprised of multiple 2s, and 2 is a water number, just like 7. Those are the 2 water numbers numerologically. Heavy water energy. If anyone is doing or chooses to do any kind of rituals, any kind of spiritual work, regardless of whatever your paradigm you follow, I would suggest using water during that day. And I also would suggest everyone making water offering on that day of the solar eclipse on 10/25. Reason being, just paying homage to the water, thanking the water for everything that it provides, everything that it does. Water, most of our bodies is made up of water. We need water to survive. We have to consume water. We're birthed through the water of the womb. When we cry water. Water is all throughout. We're breathing water in a gas form. And so just giving gratitude to the water is one of the things that I would suggest doing on 10/25 in particular. What else did I write down? For the lunar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, which is going to follow pretty soon after, around November 7th, the lunar eclipse is, I feel like, going to possibly emotionally charge a lot of people. Things that you may have been blocking or avoiding, you're going to be more likely to bring to the forefront during the lunar eclipse. Reason being, it's the moon. Things that you haven't dealt with, things that you thought that you healed that you haven't dealt with. Insecurities, different things, feelings within yourself may be brought back up to the forefront during the lunar eclipse. For some of you, the solar eclipse is going to bring a level of strength in you. I feel, even though I'm not going to pull tarot for this these readings in particular, I feel also not just sun card energy, I feel 9 of Cups energy with the solar eclipse. Wish fulfillment, getting to a place of really seeing how hard you worked and seeing that work pay off, seeing it come to the forefront, getting around that time, getting to that point. We're seeing like, wow, I came this far in whatever I was doing, whether it's your business, whether it's in love, whether it's, just anything. Let me see. What I found interesting is when I was doing some research on the solar and lunar eclipses, I thought of Nat Turner. If anyone is familiar with the story of Nat Turner, it's believed that an eclipse inspired him to spark a revolution. It's believed that Nat Turner saw an eclipse and took it as spiritual guidance. He was, if I'm not mistaken, is documented as a Christian, but he saw an eclipse and it inspired him to revolt. This is the story of Nat Turner. And it made me think, there has to be so many pivotal things that have occurred in history during the eclipses. I found that very interesting. I was actually looking for a lot more things like that, but I couldn't find it. But that's what came to my mind when I was doing the research doing a little research here and there on the solar and the lunar eclipses. I also was inspired to look into what the eclipse meant in different cultures. Some cultures, like for example, I was reading something that said that ancient Chinese culture believed that the sun was being devoured by a dragon. And so they would make loud noises to stop the dragon from consuming the sun. There's some things that I read of some indigenous cultures, specifically I believe Navajo, which believed, or ancient belief, that the sun was dying and rebirthing itself during an eclipse. I'm going to get into why that's interesting to me, that I found that. There was some other cultures that I saw that believed that the sun and moon were mating during the time of the eclipse, which I found very beautiful. And when I think of mating, when I think of them mating, when I think of the death and the rebirth, it brings me back to Scorpio energy, because that's what Scorpio is about, death and rebirth. That's why the Scorpio, that's why the death card in the tarot is represented by Scorpio, because birth and death represents transformation. And so I feel like a lot of people are going to get to a certain level of their transformation during these eclipses. I think that the solar eclipse is going to help people. What's the words that I'm looking for? The solar eclipse is going to help some people emerge in a way where they're going to be fearless, bold, like the sun. The sun is fearless. I believe the lunar eclipse may be a little more emotionally charged for people when that happens, because you're going to recognize, sorry, I have something in my hair. You're going to recognize certain things that were hidden. I believe also during the lunar eclipse, or around that time, secrets will also be revealed. Think there's going to be a level of revelation as well with the solar eclipse, because it's happening on the 25th. And those numbers deal with a level of revelation. But with the lunar eclipse, let me see. With the lunar eclipse, it's going to bring things that were hidden out. Don't be surprised if things come out in the media during the lunar eclipse, in particular, with regards to famous people, celebrities, millionaires, billionaires. If certain secrets and things come out, don't be surprised. And it's funny because both of the eclipses, I just realized, are happening on number 7 days. And 7, numerologically, is considered a very spiritual number. It's a number, when you think of the number 7, there's 7, they say that there's 7 levels to hell and there's 7 levels to heaven. A lot of things, 7 is a very ancient number, and a lot of things happen with the 7 vibration in the world, all around the world. All around the world, 7 is often regarded as a spiritual number. 7 wonders of the world, 7 continents. It's like I said, 7 layers to hell, 7 layers to heaven, levels. Makes me think of that show, Seventh Heaven. When I see their happy faces smiling back at me, Seventh Heaven. It makes me think of that show. But 7 is a very sacred number, and I find it very intriguing but very beautiful that the solar and the lunar eclipses are both happening during Scorpio season with the 7 on number 7 days. I find that that's going to be some shit, y'all. And and it can go either way. It can be in a very positive, beautiful way, or in a very, very deep, heavy, dark way. And dark doesn't necessarily always mean bad. We have to go through the dark to see the light. We have to go through our darkness to experience the light. And so some of you may enter into a dark night of the soul around the time either of the solar or the lunar eclipse if you haven't gone through your dark night of the soul already. Some of you may be leaving the dark night of the soul during the solar eclipse, I feel. I wanted to say something. Yes, death and rebirth. Scorpio rules death and rebirth. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. That's a planet that deals with death and rebirth. And it's so funny that some of the indigenous cultures that some of the ancient beliefs of some of the indigenous cultures that I looked up, were saying that they believed it was the death of the sun and the rebirth of the sun. Throughout this life, what I've found is that there's been many times that I've had to have a death, a personal death of myself. Not a physical death per se, but a personal death so that I could evolve and rebirth myself, renew myself, rejuvenate myself, and become the newer, more evolved version of myself. It's funny that it's all happening during Scorpio season. And Scorpio is also known to have a very sensual energy. Scorpio rules the sexual organs. And it's funny that some of the cultures that I looked up, some of the ancient beliefs was that the sun and the moon were mating during this time. And I think that's very beautiful if that's what's happening. You know what I mean? Very beautiful, that union coming together. So I'm going to pull some cards. I'm only going to pull from my oracle decks. Before I do that, I am going to sing a song. I'm going to play my drum. It's a Swan song. Really specifically, I want to say from the Lakota people. It's called Heyamayo. Heyamayo. And it basically is just being grateful for the present, for the here and now, and of the cycle of death and rebirth. And I feel like for whatever reason, right before I went live, that song came to my head, and I feel like there's a reason that that the song is just very appropriate for what we're going to talk about, what we're going to go into. I'm not going to stay up here too long because I got to work in the morning and I got stuff to do and I'm already tired. But for whatever reason, I felt the need to do this reading tonight. Okay, you guys, so I got my drum ready. All right. Let's settle the energy. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, amayo, wanahenayo. Hey, amayo, wanahenayo. Hey, amayo, wanahenayo. Hey, amayo, wanahenayo. Wahi, ayana. Hey, ho. Wahi, hey, ho. Wahi. Hey, amayo, anahenayo. Hey, amayo, anahenayo. Hey, amayo, anahenayo. Hey, amayo, anahenayo. Wahi, ayana. Hey, oh. Wahi, hey, oh. Wahi. Hey, amayo, anahenayo. Hey, amayo, anahenayo. Hey, amayo, anahenayo. Hey, amayo, anahenayo. Wahi, ayana. Hey, oh. Wahi, hey, oh. Wahi. Thank you. Thank you. If you've been watching my channel, you know that my ancestry is Swan. And so it's beautiful to return back to your roots. Before we get started on the readings, thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, ancestors that serve in my highest good and favor and protection. Thank you, all the beings that I'm connected to that conspire in my favor, for my health, for my growth, for my evolution. Ao. Thank you, the beautiful elements of the earth, the air, the water, the fire. Thank you, Grandfather Fire. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, all the cells in my body. Thank you, all the organs, every hair follicle, every nail. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. All right, we're going to pull some cards. I got 3 different decks. I'm not doing tarot today, so please don't come and ask tarot questions if you come and join. I'm solely pulling oracle cards. I'm going to pull from the Earth Warrior deck. I'm also going to pull from the Moonology deck. And I'm also going to pull from the Yoni Oracle deck. We're going to see what divine messages, what messages we are guided to for this solar eclipse coming. Maybe some messages may also come from for the new lunar eclipse that is happening right after. We talked about the solar and the lunar eclipse in the beginning of this video. I shared my song, and now we're going to get started, okay? Let's start with the Earth Warrior. Thank you for allowing me to be a vessel. Thank you for guiding me to walk in purpose. Thank you for this path. Ao. Ao. Thank you. Thank you for helping me to realize my own strength and power. Ao. Ooh. Great Spirit, what divine messages do you have for us at this time? What messages do you have for myself and the collective that will help us guide us through the journey, help and guide us through this solar eclipse happening October 25th, 2022 in the Gregorian calendar? Please also let us know if there's any messages that we need to know for the lunar eclipse happening November 7th, 2022 in the Gregorian calendar. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. Ao, ao, hey, ao, ao. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What do we need to know at this time? What do we need to know for the solar eclipse? Oh, look what came out first. Pachamama. That's confirmation of me walking my path, whether people understand it or not. What's my Facebook name, y'all? Hija de Pachamama. Pachamama's here. It says, she with the Andean emerald heart. So we're going to read, that's number 38. 38, numerologically, is the number 2. It's the number 11. The number 11 is a master number. It's also a water number. This solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse are both happening on water number days during a water number season, because they're both happening on number 7 days, which is a water number, and they're both happening in Scorpio season, which is a water sign. So let's see what number 38 says. What divine messages are we given? Ao Pachamama. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. I feel like this shit gonna get deep. All right. It says Pachamama, she with the Andean emerald heart. Pachamama, the goddess of the earth, honored by the indigenous people of the Andes, holds space for many different creatures to live within her field, including the crazy, beautiful, dangerous, and divine humanity. She knows that life thrives through diversity. She is able to foster life with such genius and generosity because there is no fear preventing her from holding space for the new to emerge. Remember, I talked about being fearless earlier in this video with the solar eclipse, what it's going to bring people to, the spiritual downloads that I was getting as I was researching. If you didn't catch it, rewind back when the video ends. It says, be open to the new and the different in yourself. Remember, I talked about rebirthing yourself. That's what Scorpio season is about. Yo, the synchronicities are crazy. Okay, let's finish. Be open to the new and different, and the different in yourself and your life. Trust, like the Earth Mother, as an act of devotion. She is watching over you as you evolve to manifest the fullness of your sacred and original life purpose. Didn't I literally talk about this? At the beginning, I talked about fulfilling your soul contracts and getting to a certain level of your own transformation and metamorphosis by the time of the solar eclipse. I spoke about that. If y'all rewind this video, this is crazy. The synchronicities, this is letting me know. This is how you know. This is a vessel. I am a vessel speaking. I am a vessel. This is coming from the divine. This is coming from the universe, man. The infinite wisdom of the universe. My goodness. It says, don't hold back from what is happening. Things need to change. So let them change. It may seem chaotic or overwhelming now. However, when you realize that you don't need to figure it all out, you will relax. Allow the wisdom of what is happening at a deeper level to unfold. Trust that your inner resources are enough. Don't I always talk about being a magician? You have what you need. You have what you need to get to where you need to and where you want to be. Trust that your inner resources are enough and will grow to meet your needs for soul expression in this world. You may sometimes feel like you are juggling too many projects with too few arms. The Divine Mother can help you if you trust her to keep an eye on things and guide the process for you. This oracle indicates that peace and harmony will eventually triumph over conflict and challenge, bringing about a new way of being. Okay. This is for the solar eclipse. This is one of our solar eclipse messages. How is it that the boundless diversity of nature interacts as an extraordinary and harmonious ecosystem, rather than dropping into the melee of competing interests, destructive conflict, or soul-deadening copycat conformity? It is all a question of holding space for it. The more diverse the input into any field, the more potential there is for conflict, yes, but also for creative innovation. Through our differences, we can bring out the best in each other. We could also allow differences to bring out the worst in each other. If we do so, allowing them to close us down out of fear, we would stifle the uniqueness of the soul. If we cannot hold space for increasing diversity, we risk extinguishing our creative passion for originality. And then the energy, excitement, and evolution that uniqueness evokes will be lost. Those of us in positions of spiritual leadership and sacred guardianship desire a more vitalizing outcome for our communities. That means we need to tend to the way that we hold space. For such an invisible concept, holding space has an extraordinary power. To tap into that power, we need to understand that we cannot hold for another what we cannot hold for ourselves. Okay. We gotta hold space for ourselves. It has been said in Buddhist wisdom teachings that without compassion for the self, there cannot ever be truly compassion for another. Modern psychology teaches us that we cannot love another before learning how to love ourselves. This is empowering. It means that we can grow as capable New World leaders and guardians of communities through the work that we do within. It is reassuring to remember that the more we are able to hold space for ourselves, the more we become a presence in which others can flourish. As you do your inner work, your presence can create sacred space that is constructive, potent, transformative. Like ripples in a pond of consciousness, which emanate outward from the center, the space you hold within can create a freeing and uplifting consciousness. Palpable in its effect, this will have a potential reach far beyond what you may expect. As we grow in our role of sacred guardianship on this planet, the space we hold for ourselves and the world becomes more potent and important. That space can become a way for diversity to be either a beautiful orchestra or cacophony of chaos. The outcome depends on our ability to hold a sacred feminine presence that allows for differences to be integrated into oneness, whilst understanding that oneness has nothing to do with sameness. You have the ability to bring great life to the souls of this world through honoring your own soul journey. Don't underestimate the importance of your inner work, nor the healing effect it initiates in this world. So that's the message from this deck. Let's see what our Moonology deck has to say for us. I'm going to pull like 3 cards for the Moonology. It doesn't come with a booklet, but I'm going to see what, hey, peace. I'm going to see what energy is going to flow. What am I getting energetically? What am I feeling? Hold on, let me redo that. All right, Great Spirit. Thank you for the messages. Tell us more. What else do we need during this time, this sacred time of the solar eclipse emerging soon? What else do we need? What else do we need? Thank you for anyone tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Thank you for showing up for yourselves, even more important than showing up for me. Thank you. What messages, what additional messages do we need to know? So the first message was about holding space for ourselves and being open and respectful of the differences and the diversity that we all hold, and finding commonality even though it may be different. What unites us? How can we coexist with one another? Let's see what the Moonology deck has to say. What messages do you have for the solar eclipse? Then I'm going to pull some cards for the lunar eclipse. That's coming right after. Okay. Oh, shoot. I dropped the card. Give me a second, y'all. Hope y'all. Okay. So the cards we got from the Moonology deck says adjustments are required. Bring love into the situation. And communication is key. And that's Gemini energy. It's giving me a lot of air energy, and it's funny because we're still in Libra season. We're ending Libra season within a day or two. Adjustments are required. So I feel like this is saying, as we're going through this change, as we're going through this metamorphosis in ourselves, some of us are going through a dark night of the soul. As we're going through this change, we're being pushed and compelled to change things. I don't want to sound cliche, but fuck it, it's going to sound cliche. Old ways of thinking, old ways of being. You are evolving. You are shedding your skin like a serpent, like the snake. The serpent is not evil. The serpent is a symbol of wisdom. As we shed our skin, as we shed the layers of who we once were, what we covered ourselves as, to protect ourselves and different reasons that we've covered ourselves or who we thought we were. As we shed these layers, there's going to be changes that we have to make. Some things that we want to bring into the forefront, that we want to make a reality for ourselves, requires some changes. And we cannot be afraid to make these changes because the time is now. We have to pull the strength within ourselves. Remember, I talked about me feeling the energy of the strength card, even though I'm not pulling tarot tonight. Pulling the energy of the strength card for the solar eclipse. The inner strength. The inner strength. You have to pull the inner strength within you to make some adjustments within yourself so that you can further your evolution. So that we can further our evolution. What are your weaknesses? What are your weaknesses? I'm sorry, my words are stumbling a lot, but it's okay. Because it's so much information that wants to come out at one time. What are the parts of ourselves that we hide, that we're ashamed of? Are you working on those parts of yourself, those sides of yourself? Some adjustments need to be made. Adjustments for some of you may also need to be made in terms of the people you keep around you. This is a time with all the planetary shifts happening, you're learning who the fuck is really in your corner and who's not. Who's really, really your ride or die, who you thought you were friends with, who really ain't your friend, who really may have never been your friend, or who may have changed. Adjustments are required. If you've been asking or manifesting or working towards specific goals for yourself, everyone is on their own separate path. Even though you cross paths with other people, everyone is on their own separate path. Some of those people are not meant to come with you. Some of those people cannot come with you because their path doesn't warrant the same direction that yours does. Adjustments are required in people around you. Some of you, adjustments are required for you to leave some people behind within a romantic connection. We talk about this in my readings. We talk about these things. Adjustments are required within you, just like the first card that I pulled from the Warrior deck. You can't truly have compassion or hold space for someone else if you don't do it for yourself. Adjustments are required within the self. Some of you got to slow down or stop your drinking. Some of you got to chill with the weed, chill with the coke, because it's not going to serve you well in this near future. It's not a part of where you need to be. It's blocking you. You're blocking yourself from where you need to go in the future, in the near future. You're holding up your own self from reaching your destiny, and you're determining your fate by the decisions you make. Absolutely. Habits, people, and places and things are being shifted in and out of our lives. Absolutely. That's what's happening right now. It's that throat chakra. Thank you. Yes. People not wanting to speak their truth. You already know. You already know. People not wanting. That's what's happening too. I'm trying to get the words. Some of us are trying to get the words. And it's funny because the third card that I pulled out from the Moonology deck says communication is key. New moon in Gemini, it says. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. Some of us need to communicate better. Some of you are being guided even to be motivational speakers, to step out of your comfort zone and speak to the people. Your life, your journey, the different things that you've been through is your testimony. And by you speaking out about it fearlessly, boldly, honestly, you are helping others. You are helping others. For some of you, one of the hardest things for some of us who are on different paths is we don't got no fucking blueprint. Nobody made the blueprint for what we're supposed to do, but it's up to us to create that blueprint. We're setting the blueprint. We're creating the new paradigm for the people that's going to come after, for the generations that's going to come after. Communication is key. We have to communicate, you guys. We have to communicate clearly and honestly. Don't be afraid to communicate. Don't be afraid if you got a stutter. Don't be afraid if you have a speech impediment. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. Don't be afraid of what others will think. People might think you crazy. So fucking what? A lot of people think I'm crazy. I don't give a shit. I used to care a lot. I used to be in my shell, not wanting to be my authentic self, because I knew I wasn't like everyone else. I knew as long as I could remember from a small child, I wasn't like a lot of people. But how can you be you in a cookie cutter society and surroundings that reinforce to you that being you is not good enough? Being you is not acceptable. You make your own path. You find your way. You see what I'm saying? Another thing, bring love into the situation. You mentioned the throat chakra. One of the people in the chat. I'm going to also mention the heart chakra that also needs healing for a lot of us. A lot of us need to use our throat chakra. We need to strengthen our throat chakra, but we also need to strengthen the heart chakra. The heart is a very, very, very undervalued space. There's so much strength in the heart. So many things come from the heart. That's when people say, I feel you, or you say, I feel you. That's coming from the heart. That's not just coming from an intellectual understanding of the mind. That's coming from the heart. You feel it. The heart is what helps you to manifest. You want things in your life to be a certain way. You don't just have to speak it, but you have to believe it in that heart space. You have to believe it in that heart space to make it happen. You think it, you speak it into the gas, into the ethers, the gas water, and you believe it in your heart. And when you do that, you spiritually and energetically vibrate up into your manifestations. You get on the right frequency of your manifestations and things start to come through. Some of us are wondering why we're trying to manifest shit and it ain't happening yet. You ain't get up into that frequency yet. It's two things that's making it not happen in front of you yet. Number one, you didn't ascend until the frequency of your manifestation. And number two, you're not on divine timing. You have to work in alignment with the universe, with the universal order. And you are the master of your universe. You are made in God's image, which means that you are God in a form, in a way, at the very least, in a way. You create how you want your life to be. You create your path. You determine your fate. If you decide tomorrow, I want to move, I'm going to make some changes in my life, I want to move, I want to become a millionaire, all of that, every fucking thing you said is possible. Everything you want is possible. But you have to do the work. Not just the physical work, you have to do the spiritual work. And it's more than just saying it. It's more than just working at a job and making money. It's more than just hustling. It's a lot more to it. It's a lot more to the algorithm than that. You have to get on the energetic frequency of your manifestation. Not only that, you have to also work in accordance with divine timing. You could manifest things quicker if you're on that frequency. And part of being on that frequency is understanding the power of the heart chakra. The heart is a portal. The heart is a portal. The heart, the mind. This is how you manifest. Your imagination. A child's imagination comes from their heart, not just their mind. Why do you think people harm children so fucking much and target the children and try to teach them how to think and what to think at a young age? They start the programming very young because you can manifest things quicker through the children. The children are a clear portal. They don't have as many distractions. They don't have as many clogs inside of them. They're a portal. They're closer to the source. They can manifest things quickly through the portal of their heart, through their mind, through their imagination. Why do you think society tries to define fiction and reality for children that's fucking 2 and 3 years old? Why are you trying to teach them how to think? Why do you think there's fairy tales? Dr. Africa has a lecture that he did many years ago, rest in peace, Dr. Africa, where he talked about fairy tales and the dangers of fairy tales and how it wires the children's mind to think, how to interact with others, how to problem solve. Why do you think they're exposing the children to these things at such a young age? It's to keep the system the way it is going. You keep it going through using the portal of the children. That's why there's so much fucking sex trafficking and all kind of weird shit. But we're not going to get all the way into all of that tonight. Maybe another night. Let me see what's in the chat. I didn't even go into the chat. But before I close and go to the chat and go to the next deck. Bring love into the situation. That's what we're talking about with that heart space chakra. Bring love into everything you do. Bring love to your fucking haters. And I'm not talking no turn the other cheek shit and say, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. There's a way that you can block people's negative intention and the negative frequencies that people send your direction through love. Bring love into the situation. Bring love into everything you do. Show people love. Show people integrity and honor. Why not? You will bring yourself positive karma doing that. Recently, I manifested good karma for myself in something very small. And let me tell you what happened. So, real quick story. When I just moved. Y'all know, if you've been watching my channel, you know I just moved to the West Coast, right? From the East Coast or from New York, from the Bronx. And I wanted a new start. I wanted to move somewhere. And I manifested this move like a motherfucker. So I'm in the West Coast. My first day in my new place, somebody was in my fucking parking spot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. I just want to park in my parking spot in my new place. And I called the leasing office. And they're like, here's the towing number. Just tow their asses. And I thought about it because I was in my funky ass mood. But then I said, nah. I'm going to leave a note on their window. Find another space to park for the night. Right? That's what I did. Flash forward maybe about 3 weeks ago. I came home. I was really tired. Went and parked my car. Didn't realize I parked in the wrong spot. I parked in somebody else's spot. Didn't know I parked in somebody else's spot. Stayed there overnight for a long time. Didn't get out the house for a long time. I come outside. There's a note on my window. Those people could have towed my car. But because I didn't do that to somebody else, you see how quickly that shit came back around to me? They didn't tow my car. They just left me a note like, please don't park on my spot, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And it almost was very similar to the note that I left for someone else. The words and the things that was in it. We are reflections of one another, whether we want to believe it or not. Even the fucked up people in your life who have hurt you, who have been fucked up, are some form or fashion a reflection of you. We create our fate every day with the decisions that we make. This is how we shift our prophecy. The decisions that we make every day. I'm not saying you got to go around being some spiritual light being and being some good Samaritan all the fucking time. No, if that's not you, that's not you. I'm not against darkness. Remember, darkness, you need the darkness for the light. The light needs the darkness needs the light. Everything is balanced. They all work in I don't want to say cahoots, but they all coexist with each other. They're all needed. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you can manifest things even quicker through the darkness than you can in the light. But what I'm saying is really think through the decisions you make, because the decisions you make will determine your fate. And it will either add more blockages along your path, or they will free you. All right? Let me see what's in the chat. Yes, so true about those habits. I smoke and drink. I've been stuck with that mentality for years. So I let it overcome me. Yep. I've been feeling a lot of addiction energy in my readings lately, especially certain signs, but really it's been a lot. All kinds of addictions. I know there's a lot of great success for me, but I have to break those unnecessary habits and addicts. Yes. You're so right. It's all about having strength. Absolutely. And here's the thing. You, in your soul contract, signed up to have those habits before you came in this realm during this time. You already knew you were going to have these habits. These habits were there for you on your specific path because you have the challenge of overcoming them. If you overcome these habits, you will go further, like you already mentioned. But these habits were meant to propel you into your strength, your inner strength. You got so much strength in the inside of you, you didn't even fucking know that you had. You ain't even know that you had. Yes, I love it. Also, we're in a 5 of Sword energy as well. It's not just people betraying us. We do it to ourselves when we lie to. Absolutely. I got to put that one up. You hit that right on the money. Right on the money. We don't realize the things that we do, the decisions that we make. We betray ourselves. We re-traumatize ourselves. And we betray ourselves a lot. Just like the first card that I was pulling on, Pachamama, holding space for yourself. You have to work on your own healing, but you also have to be compassionate with yourself. Within your own healing journey, you also have to be compassionate with yourself. That's going to help you on the healing journey. Let me see what we got in the post from the Yoni Oracle deck. You don't have to beat yourself up for your struggles. Work on changing them, but don't beat yourself up for it. Even when you relapse, because relapse is a part of recovery. You're going to have those moments of relapse. You're going to have those moments where you go a little backwards. But take those times as opportunities to learn what to not do next time. To help you strengthen yourself. Give yourself credit every time you go a step further. Hold that space and compassion for yourself. It's going to help you on your healing journey tremendously. You actually hurt yourself more by beating yourself up for not being perfect, for not being, y'all know what I mean. Okay, great spirit ancestors, beings that serve in our highest favor and protection and good. What messages from the Yoni Oracle deck do we need to know at this time for the solar eclipse coming up? I'll probably do a separate reading when we get closer to the lunar eclipse. I was going to pull for both, but I think I'm just going to stick to the solar eclipse because I'm only really picking up and getting more of the solar energy at this time. What messages do we have from the Yoni Oracle deck? What messages do we need to know for the Yoni Oracle deck? I feel like something fell out. No, it didn't. Okay. Oh, I got this whole booklet in the back while I'm shuffling. What the hell? All right. Let's see. What messages? Great spirit. Great spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Ao. Wingapo, Jalito. How? Okay. Y'all see what this says? I am a creative being that has inspired others with my creativity and confidence. This is the path that some of you are meant to walk. Some of you have a path where you're supposed to inspire others through your journey, through your struggles, through your triumphs. The person who said that they were struggling with their addiction, it may be a part of your path to help others through addiction. Once you master it. I was watching someone a few years back, and I don't remember his name, but he does a lot of, he does some type of motivational speaking. And he said something very interesting. He said people who struggle with weight issues, right? They chose to come in this realm and have that struggle. He said something along the lines of they chose to have that struggle with weight issues because that was something in their soul contract that they were supposed to overcome. That they're supposed to overcome. A lot of times the things that and the challenges that we have are generational. Some of the things that we come in this realm struggling with are things that our ancestors have not mastered or had not mastered when they were in this realm. And many of the ancestors are walking with you to try to help you through this path so that you can master those things and level up the DNA. Level up the ancestral DNA. This is the time of the healer. That's what I call it, the time of the healer. We also got herbal teas. We all need to be drinking more herbal teas. Different herbs for different things. Different herbs. There's herbs for the skin. There's herbs for the colon. There's herbs for the liver. A lot of people I feel like need to do a liver cleanse. I just felt that. From a lot of the toxins that a lot of us have been consuming. Alcohol, I mean, it's one thing to consume it once in a while. It's not a big fucking deal once in a while. But to consistently consume it or consume it too much is going to cause problems. Some of us, I'm feeling... Some of you need to clear your pancreas. Some of you need to cleanse your pancreas. Some of you need to cleanse your liver and your kidneys. And those are very important organs. All the organs are very important, but those organs right there help to cleanse certain things that we really, really, you know what I mean, need to get, so the toxins. The ones that need to clear their pancreas, clearing the pancreas is going to help your eyesight for some of you, especially if you're someone dealing with diabetes or diabetic issues. Some of the herbs you may want to get into are bilberry, noble cactus fruits, if you need to cleanse your pancreas. Golden seal is good, but golden seal is not a long-term herb to use for a very long time. So if you're going to use it for like a week or two, and then give your body a break for at least 2 weeks. I'm hearing black seed oil, but black seed oil has to be taken in small dosages and very carefully. And not every day. Do not take black seed oil every fucking day. You will cause damage there instead of healing it. For some of you that need to cleanse your liver, what I'm hearing is that you need blessed thistle, holy thistle herb. Dandelion also, because dandelion is a diuretic. It's going to help you pee out the toxins more. Okay. We also got, I am supported by my feminine tribe, past and present. Some of you, I feel like what I'm seeing when I read this, What I saw in my head was I saw some of you guys' ancestors, some of your grandmothers and aunts that are walking with you in the spirit realm, in the different dimension. They're walking with you. Some of you need to not be afraid to reach out to your ancestors. Your ancestors are meant to be your guides. They are meant to walk with you and help you through this journey. Why? Because they already went through this shit. They already went through this physical manifestation of hell, this realm we're in. They already went through it. They're here to help you walk through it and guide you. Some of you males also have females walking with you in your bloodline that passed away. I just heard a great aunt, somebody's great aunt is walking with them. They are supporting you on your path. They know your path. They're not judging you for your mistakes. They made mistakes when they were here. They know your path. They were waiting for you. That's what my ancestors told me one time. One of the many encounters that I've had with my own ancestors. They said, Ozma, we've been waiting for you. And that shit brought tears to my eyes when they told me that. Because it gave my life so much more purpose. I always had purpose. But I didn't know I always had purpose. Till my ancestors talked to my ass. And they told me, we were waiting for you. Some of you, I'm feeling your ancestors are waiting for you. They're waiting for you. They were waiting for you to come here at this time to do some of the work that you're doing. Some of the work that you're called to do. Stop fucking around. Stop cheating yourself. What are the messages? What are the messages? What are the messages, Great Spirit? What are the messages? Thank you. I am nourishing my body with healthy thoughts each day. This is a mantra. I feel like some of you who are going to watch this or who are watching it need to write this mantra down and say it every fucking day. I am nourishing my body with healthy thoughts each day. Each day. I am nourishing my body with healthy thoughts each day. Some of you, what I'm hearing is that some of you are suffering in silence. Some of you are very negative to yourself and cruel to yourself in your own privacy. And this is why you manifest some of the shit that's unhealthy in your life that you manifest. Because you do not honor yourself the way that you should. And there's many different reasons for you not honoring yourself. Some of you don't believe that you were supposed to be here. Some of you were even told that that your parent or some shit didn't want you here. Your mother didn't want you here. That's what I'm hearing. But so fucking what? You are here. Your mother may not have wanted you here, but somebody wanted you here. Something wanted you here. That's why you're here. Many children don't make it all the way through. There's a lot of stillbirths. There's a lot of abortions. Everyone does not make it all the way through. So for whoever that resonates with, whether your mother or somebody who in your family told you some bullshit like they didn't want you here, fuck them. You're supposed to be here. That's why you are here. Somebody or something wanted and needed you here. Nourish your body with healthy thoughts of yourself each day. Honor yourself. When those negative thoughts that replay in your mind start to come in, that feed your addictions, that feed your unhealthy ways of being. When those things come around, change that station in your fucking head. Change that shit. Block it. Feed yourself with healthy thoughts. Nourish yourself. Nourish your spirit and your mind with healthier thoughts about yourself. Because what happens is when you think negatively of yourself, and you think, even if it's a joke, it's not a fucking joke. What happens is when you do that, you energetically get on the frequency of toxicity. And you invite toxicity into your life and into your space, sometimes, many times unknowingly, because the way you think of yourself. You're inviting these toxic partners. You're inviting these toxic friends, these toxic family members all around you, because the way that you think about yourself. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Tony Marie? What's up? Let's see what else from the Yoni Oracle deck. Thank you all for your participation. I hope y'all feeling the messages and what I'm saying and what I'm picking up. Knew it was gonna be something a little heavy. Damn. What other messages, Great Spirit? What other messages do you need to tell us at this time? I'm not pulling tarot tonight. Only Oracle decks in honor of the solar eclipse happening on the 25th of October, Scorpio season. Number 7 day. Number 5, universal day. 5 deals with change. And Scorpio deals with transformation. So what I'm getting is that if some of you or some of us don't initiate this change, don't work towards the change in Scorpio season, and probably between the time of the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse that's going to follow it, Scorpio season is going to put you in situations. The universe is going to align things so that you're purposefully in a situation that's going to push your ass to change. You're not going to have a choice. You're going to manifest a tower moment. Start working towards the change. Nobody changes overnight usually. That's understandable. Work towards it every day. Make steps towards it every day. Otherwise, you're going to be put in a situation where you're going to have no fucking chance to change. What I just saw in my head was somebody who lives with their parents, who's an adult, who does not want to leave their parents' home because they're being lazy, they're afraid to come out of the nest. But if your parent passes away, you will have no choice but to get the fuck out of that house. You're going to be put in situations where you are going to be compelled and pushed to shift and change if you don't work towards the change. This says solar plexus chakra. This next card. Some of us need to work on our solar plexus. Meditation, certain gemstones. Rose quartz deals with the heart chakra, but for whatever reason, I'm thinking of rose quartz with the solar plexus. But rose quartz deals with the heart chakra. I'm not sure if carnelian would help, but carnelian is coming to mind as well. What else? Are there any other messages? Any other messages from the Yoni Oracle deck? Any other messages from the Yoni Oracle deck? I wasn't planning to talk about love, but I'm getting a message about love. Remember how earlier in the reading I talked about the heart space? We talked a little bit about the heart chakra and the heart being a portal. Some of us are afraid to love again. Some of us are afraid to love again. But remember, in my prediction videos, if you're subscribed to my channel, you know I talked about in this year, many unions will be formed and many unions will be broken and many unions will come back around this year, because this is a number 6 year, which is connected with Taurus energy. It's connected with Libra energy. And both of those signs are ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet that deals with love, beauty, art. A lot of people are going to find out that they have hidden talents this year that you probably never even knew you had. Some artistry, different things. A lot of people who have been in long relationships, their unions are breaking up because it's making space for someone else that you're meant to be in union and romantic union with for the future. From now on in the future. Some of you are coming in union with, in romantic union with new people A lot of people, when I've done readings with the tarot, a lot of people are coming out of heartbreak energy. Heartbreak, betrayal. And so a lot of people have their heart in a space where they are very bitter, very cold. They're trying to heal themselves. Some people ain't trying to heal shit. Some people are just stuck in that bitterness. They don't want union. But union is coming for a lot of people. Union, romantic union, and partnerships, friendships, business partnerships are coming through this year before this year ends for a lot of people. I have an upcoming reading that's pre-recorded that's going to release tomorrow. It's all signs. It's a money read. What money blockages and what you have to do for your money blockages and different things. So check it out on my YouTube channel. But yeah, some of you have to be open to receiving love in a different way, in a healthier sense. A healthy kind of love is coming for some of you. Some of you have been working on yourself so much you manifested a healthy love that's more in alignment with you, where you are now and who you are now as you evolve. Some of you are going to come to another level of your self-actualization during the solar eclipse on October 25th. That sun energy. Solar eclipse. That 7 energy. 7 also deals with manifestation. Things being revealed, things coming out in the open into fruition. So there's going to be a lot of people. What the fuck is this person talking about? They about to be blocked. Talking about some damn genital warts. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, sorry y'all. I'm in a relationship. I'm a Libra with relationship problems. Check out my Libra reading. That's coming out. Check out my Libra readings. The ones that I recently did and the ones that's coming out tomorrow and the next day. It may resonate with you. A lot of Libras been having relationship problems and Tauruses this year. But this is a year that can kind of be in your favor. But the reason that you're having problems, whatever the problems are, in some way, form, or fashion, are a reflection of something within yourself. So even if you're dealing with a toxic person, even if you're dealing with a fucking karmic twin flame or whatever kind of shit they use now, that person, you signed up on your soul contract to cross paths and work with that person during this lifetime in this realm, because there was lessons that you needed to learn from that person and from that situation, and there was lessons they needed to learn from you and from that situation. What I'm hearing is take it in stride. Whatever relationship problems you are dealing with, get to the root of what it is. You may just need to leave the person. You may just need to heal you. It could be so many different things, but what I'm getting, it's something that you're not really quite paying enough attention to. If you feel comfortable, you can divulge more about your relationship, and I can see what I feel and what I pick up. Yeah. Let's see what else the Yoni Oracle deck has to let us know. What else, Great Spirit? What else, Great Spirit? Something fell out. I'm going to take whatever fell out. Be creative with art. Remember, I talked about this being a year ruled by Venus. Venus deals with art, with beauty, with love. Some of you need to channel some of this energy that you're feeling, no matter what the energy is. It can be a destructive, angry energy. It can be a loving energy. It can be a happy energy. It could be a sad energy. It could be a depressed energy. You need to channel this into your art, whoever you are. Whatever artists are watching or are going to watch, channel it into your art. You will make some of the best fucking art. Whether it's writing music, whether it's painting, whether it's drawing, whether it's making shit, whether it's making jewelry, whether it's whatever the fuck it is. playing an instrument. Channel the energy. Energy can be transmuted. Remember, we talk on my channel about being the magician, being your own alchemist. Transmute the energy into your art. That will help you in a healing way. It will help you with your healing journey in a major way. Major way. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. What other messages? I feel like there's more. I wasn't even going to be up here this long, but I feel like there's more that I need to say. I don't feel ready to close out yet. You know what's funny? I'm shuffling these cards, and some of these cards are laying on the side from the same deck. This one says personal adornment. Some of you need to dress up and beautify yourself. Do things to make yourself more appealing. If you're into just natural stuff, do some natural things to beautify yourself. Personal adornment. Just like we dress up a fucking Christmas tree. Dress yourself up. Adorn yourself. It's a means of self-love. Self-appreciation. That's interesting that came out. That also deals with that Venus energy. Some of you need to do that, which is going to help attract the person that is supposed to be aligned with you, coming to you. Personal adornment. What else? Look at this. Wasn't we talking about this? I am healing generational curses by taking inspired actions that support my overall wellness. We were just talking about this. I'm not even going to go into this because I went into this earlier. Rewind the video to see what messages I had about that. Rest and rejuvenate. Some of you guys need sleep. Some of you are not sleeping adequately or properly. And that also includes me, because my ass be up late at night doing these fucking readings and other shit that I got to do. Staying up at night. I need rest. I feel it. Even my voice is hoarse. My voice goes hoarse when I don't have enough sleep a lot of times. Rest and rejuvenate. A lot of us need to rest and recharge. A lot of us have a lot of thoughts and different things happening. Some of us are dealing with a lot of anxiety. I keep picking up an anxious anxiety energy. Some of you are feeling very restless because you're feeling very anxious about the future. You're feeling anxious about every day. Okay, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. Rest is a part of self-care. Rest is a part of self-love. We all need to take our asses to sleep. We all need to take our asses to sleep. I'm going to pull some more from the Moonology deck. I'm going to pull from the Moonology deck again. Where's my Moonology deck? Oh, here it is. Put it on top of my drum. Did y'all like the song I did earlier? That's a Suan song. That's Lakota people. Hey, Yamayo. Great Spirit, what else? What else do you need to tell us, Great Spirit, to help us get in alignment for this solar eclipse? What else do you need to tell us? Something fell out. Look at this. Don't let your past hold you back. And it says South Node. What's your South Node? What's your South Node? Type it in the chat. What's your South Node? My South Node is, let me see, my North Node is Pisces, so my South Node is Virgo. In Western astrology. In Vedic astrology, my South Node is Leo. Don't let your past hold you back. Our past things, past experiences, past traumas often cause us to create mental blockages within ourselves, which become, on some level, physical blockages and energetic blockages. The different things that we've been through, unfortunately, the traumas that we've been through cause us to get stuck in there. I used to say a saying that I made up. I used to say, trauma retards your emotional growth. And what I mean by that is that we stay stuck emotionally in the place that we got hurt in a lot of times. If you got hurt at 5 by an experience, if you got hurt at 15, a lot of times emotionally, we don't go past that stage. And what we have to get to a place of understanding, in my opinion, is that all the traumas and hurtful experiences we've had weren't meant to just hurt us. They were meant to be a form of rites of passage that we were supposed to overcome to help bring us closer on the path of our destiny. Regardless of what you've been through. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I've been through hella shit. And y'all don't even know half of the shit I've been through. But y'all know I've been through hella shit in my life. Don't let the past hold you back. That past was just meant to be your teacher. It wasn't meant for you to make it a blockage for a long period of time. You have to overcome it. Naya says your South Node is Aries. Woo! South Node Aries, that means your North Node is Libra. You just want fucking peace. You got to strive for peace. You got to strive for balance in your life. Balance is a very big thing for you, having a North Node of Libra and a South Node is Aries, because Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars just wants fucking war. Mars wants to wreck shit. Mars is a beautiful planet though, but Mars, when things become uncomfortable, challenging, or unfair, the Mars side wants to tear shit up. You've already mastered the Aries energy in you. You have to master the Libra energy in you. You have to pick your battles, and you have to balance things out in life. You have to work on balance within yourself, weighing things out and not being so quick to rush to judgment of things or rush to reaction. What else do you have for us, Great Spirit? What else do you have? What other messages do you have for us, Great Spirit? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The end of a tough cycle approaches. I know this is definitely true for the people who have been on their path already, doing the work that they needed to do, doing their shadow work, not fucking around, really working hard at it. I feel like the end of the cycle, this tough cycle, is going to approach. The end of the cycle for a lot of us is going to happen on the solar eclipse, on the day of the solar eclipse, or after the solar eclipse occurs. It's going to be a whole new you. It's going to be a whole nother outlook and perspective on life. Things are going to shift more in your favor if you have been doing the internal work. End of a tough cycle approaches. It says Capricorn. And you know Capricorn's connected with Saturn energy, Saturnian energy. Saturn is a planet, one of the many planets that whip our ass. Saturn is the planet that deals with the cosmic teachings that we need to learn. We were just talking about lessons. It says full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is Saturnian energy. Saturn is going to reward the people who have been learning the lessons. And it's funny because Saturn returns in Pluto this year. Saturn returns in Pluto this year. Yeah. I'm sorry, Saturn doesn't return in Pluto. I'm mixing things up in my head. Saturn doesn't return in Pluto. My bad, y'all. I'm connecting things in my head, and I'm trying my best to explain the things that I'm connecting in my head. Pluto returns this year, not Saturn. But I was thinking simultaneously that some of you are entering into your Saturn returns. If you're between the ages of 27 and maybe 31, 32, you're in your first Saturn returns. When your Saturn returns happens astrologically, there's certain lessons that you should have mastered by the time of your Saturn returns. If you've mastered some of the things that you were supposed to master by that time for your specific journey, you're going to be rewarded by Saturn. Some of you are entering your second Saturn returns if you're around the age of 50. Let me see. If you're between 54 to like 56, 57, you're entering your second Saturn returns. There's Another round of lessons that you were supposed to learn. And if you learn those things, at least most of the things or some of the things, or you walk the path the way you needed to walk it for your specific journey. Everybody's path and journey is different. Saturn may be rewarding you this year. Tell us more, Great Spirit. Tell us more. Tell us more. Tell us more. Tell us more. A time to give rather than take. It's a time for some of us to give, especially if you're into healing work, or you're being guided into healing work, or you're being guided into being some type of reader. It's time to give and not be selfish. The reason being is because it's going to come back around. It kind of reminds me of the Saturn energy we were just talking about, because Saturn is, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. I'm thinking of the number 8. The number 8 is connected with Capricorn. Numerologically, Capricorn is connected with the number 8. The number 8, if you look at it, it looks like a standing up infinity symbol. That's what goes around comes around. That's infinity. It keeps going around in cycles. And so the cycle of giving will come back to you and reward you at this time, during this time. If you're in a cycle or in an energy where you're just taking, that's going to come back around to you too, and people are going to take stuff from you. I'll give you guys a prime example. Something happened with my students today. One of my students, if you watch me and you've been following me, you know I teach special education, right? One of my students try to be slick like my students always do. And my baby's always trying to be slick. We had a little snack. I gave the kids animal crackers, right? And my student really likes animal crackers. I got a big fucking container of animal crackers that I bought for kids, right? Instead of just asking for more animal crackers because he really likes animal crackers, he decides to take the animal crackers from the other kids when he thinks no one is looking. Taking. That's what he felt compelled to do. So you know what I did? I took the animal crackers from him and gave it back to the kids. And he had a whole outburst. He was crying. He was very upset. But that was a lesson. That was a life lesson. And I told him, I said, you don't like how it feels when people take from you. So you don't take from other people without their permission. You ask them if they want it. The type of students I have, most of them will be like, okay, you can share with me. They're so sweet. You know, children are so beautiful and so innocent and such amazing beings. They would have just gave him the shit. But he didn't want to ask. He didn't want to go through the process of asking. He wanted to just take it. And it's funny because the student who that happened with, one of my close friends who was also a reader and another spiritualist, because I have quite a few readers and spiritualist friends, was recently telling me that child was my child in a past life. And it's funny how me and this child crossed paths. I was put in his life to teach him certain lessons. He was put in my life to teach me certain lessons. Who knows if me teaching him that in that moment will serve him in the future? Who knows if that would stop him one day from becoming a robber, a murderer, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Everything aligns for a reason as it's supposed to. This is a time to give rather than to take. Time to give because it's going to come back to you. We're entering Scorpio season. Scorpio is also connected with the number 8 as well. 8 deals with karma. That's why a lot of people who have 8 in certain placements in their numerological chart or their astrological chart have heavy fucking karmic debt. And when they don't have heavy karmic debt, the things that they do come back to them very quickly. Very quickly. When you think of some of the number 8s in the media, think of how things happen to them, how things align for them. If I'm not mistaken, as much as I like this person, I think Wendy Williams is a number 8. Unfortunately, look what's happening to her finances. She worked so hard, but she built her platform and built her name off of gossip and things that hurt other people. And by no means do I wish whatever's happening to her happened to her. You know what I mean? Let me just double check something. But at the same time, we all have karmic debt. Karma comes for all our asses, no matter who you are. Oh no, she's a number 9, but I always get 8 energy from her. You know what? Part of that might be because she's a Scorpio moon, and Scorpio's connected with the number 8. She may also be a Sagittarius rising. She looks like a Sagittarius rising, but I don't know her astrological chart. I always think she's a number 8, but she's a number 9 personality number. 9 and 7. Kanye is also a number 8. You see how he's in the media right now with a lot of stuff going on. Candy Burris is also a number 8 personality number. But she's glowing up this year. She's a number 8, but she's also a Taurus. This year is working in her favor. Who else? Who else can I think of that's a number 8? Diddy's a number 4, but he's a Scorpio. Ugh. Something I picked up in his energy. I don't like that energy. Who else is the number 8? For some reason, all the 8s ain't coming to my mind, but there's a lot of number 8s. There's a whole lot of these number 8s. But yeah, you got the message, y'all. Y'all got the message of the number 8s. All right. I'm going to pull 2 more cards from here. I'm guided to pull 2 more cards from the Moonology deck, and then we're going to move on. What else do you have to tell us, Great Spirit? What else do you have to tell us to prepare us for the solar eclipse happening on 10/25/2022 in the Gregorian calendar? Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, you guys, especially to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like also on this platform as well. A lot of y'all been watching, but please give a like, give a heart, give something. It's free to do, and it helps me. It helps me grow as a channel. It helps me go closer to my my things, my goals. All right. Okay, Great Spirit. Wasn't I just talking about new love for some of y'all and being open to love? Look what came up. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. You see that Libra energy? Remember I talked about Libra being ruled by Venus, the planet that deals with love. I told y'all new love is coming for some of you. A lot of Cancerians are having new love and pregnancies happening. Certain signs, I've been seeing a lot of love energy from around Libras, around Cancers, around some Pisceans, Tauruses, some Tauruses, Geminis, certain signs. This love energy has been really, really floating around. It's really floating around for everyone, but some signs a little more than others. Scorpios as well. Even some Virgos. What else, Great Spirit? If you want to know what I said about new love, rewind the video, please. What else, Great Spirit? One last card. Look at this. Wasn't I talking also earlier about how you talk to yourself in private? Changing the station in your mind from those negative thoughts. This says you are good enough. You are good enough. Don't ever think you ain't fucking good enough. No matter what the world says, no matter what anybody says, no matter what your mother or your father said, your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, your grandpa, your friend, fuck all of that. You're good enough. And you have to know that you're good enough, and you have to believe it, because that's also comes from the heart space. That's going to help you energetically vibrate up into your manifestation on the right frequency of your manifestation, so that the things that you've been asking for, that you've been working towards, can come into a reality. I'm telling you, some of you guys are going to have some wonderful luck. I feel World card energy. Is it the world card? No, not world card. Wheel of Fortune energy. Some of you are going to have a lot of luck on 10/25 on that day. Some of you may even meet the person of your dreams on that day. The person that's aligned with you. 10/25, some of you are going to see things come to the forefront. Some of you, if you've been wondering whether a partner or a friend has been lying to you, you're going to find out that this motherfucker been lying to you either on 10/25 during the solar eclipse or on 11/7 during the lunar eclipse. You're going to find out things even about yourself on 11/7 because of those numbers. You're going to even discover things about yourself. Some of you feel like you moved past some trauma and you have not. And it's going to resurface on 11/7. I feel dehydrated. A lot of us need to drink water. We need to drink more water. Water is also going to help. Remember, I was talking earlier about some of the organs that need to be cleansed. Water is also going to help the liver, the kidneys, and the pancreas functioning. You need to drink more water, y'all. And this is a water sign season we're entering as well. The solar and the lunar eclipse are happening back to back on water number days during the water season. Scorpio is a fixed energy, so we have to remember not to be very fucking stubborn during Scorpio season. Don't be stubborn, don't be selfish, and don't be stingy. It makes me think of the other card that I pulled earlier from the Moonology deck, A Time to Give. During Scorpio season, do not be stingy, do not be selfish, do not be stubborn. It's going to be hard because that's fixed energy. But work through it. All right, I'm going to pull one last card and then I'm going to close out because I've been up here very long. I'm going to pull one more time from the Earth Warrior deck. Great Spirit, what last and final messages do you have for us to prepare us for the solar eclipse on 10/25? Great Spirit, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like my videos. Don't just lurk around and watch, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate the watch time hours, but I also need the love. I don't need the love. I would like the love. I want the love. All right? It takes energy and time to do this stuff. Great Spirit. What do you need us to know? One more? Okay. That wasn't a full one. The card we got is Viracocha. Honor the light. Viracocha. Let's see what that means. And it's funny, it's number 43, which is also a water number because that equals 7. So both of the cards that I picked up, look at this. These water numbers are coming all the way through. A lot of us need to do some manifestation work with water. Like I said in the very earlier part of the video, in the beginning of the video, some of us need to give water offerings. Some of us just need to be grateful and give thanks for the water. There's going to be certain places in the world during this year, before this year closes out, that's going to experience droughts and water disasters. That's what I channeled if you guys watched my prediction videos that I did in the beginning of the year. Notice the floods that already happened. Be grateful for the water and show the water some love and some grace for everything that the water does. It will help her come down more. It will help her continue to love and save us. The water loves us unconditionally. Regardless of how disrespectful we are to the water keeps flowing through us. We keep birthing more beings through the water of our wombs, the water of our wombs. Water holds memory. This is why what we speak into the ethers. The ethers, the air, is a gas form of water. Water presents itself as solid, liquid, and gas. We learn this in science in elementary school. Water holds memory. What you say, you cast out into the energetic ethers. You cast out into the water. It holds memory. Water helps us manifest. The water of our womb is carried through generations. We pass things down through the water of our wombs. When we ejaculate, there is water in it. Most of our body is made up of water. We have to show water a lot more fucking respect. Sadhguru says in one of his videos that we approach water wrong over on this side of the world. We approach it with one hand. We need to approach it with two hands of grace and honor and respect. We need to do something in homage to thank the water. Even if you thank the water before you drink it. Tell the water thank you for clearing out your organs, for cleansing your system, for hydrating you. We use the water to wash. We use the water to make formula for a baby. We use the water so much. We use the water to do spiritual baths. We need to thank the water. We need to thank the water and pay homage and respect to the water. Viracocha. Number 43. That's water number. That's 7. 7 and 2 has been coming all through this. Look at this. Page 202. Another water number. Oh, thank you, water. Thank you, water. Thank you for healing us and cleansing us. When I went to Dr. Sebi's village years ago, he had the thermal baths. That water directly from the earth was so good. I didn't know water had the healing capacity it did until that time. I got to experience and understand on a whole nother level the power of water. You can step into that thermal pool and it will start to clear up your skin. I had a real bad ear issue. My ear was in so much pain. I was spiritually guided to put my ear in the water. In seconds, the water healed my ear pain. Water is amazing, yo. Water is amazing. Transports the babies from one portal to another, from one realm to another. The water does that. So we have to pay respect to the water. We have to give respect to the water and love. Thank you for whoever hearted my thing. I appreciate you. Viracocha. Let's see what Viracocha means. Honor the light. You are a light bearer. Your sole purpose is to redress the presence of darkness on this planet through shining the light. You are meant to do this in the ways that feel most uplifting to you. What brings brightness to your spirit? Do those things. How can you create a loving legacy to remind others of light? Exploring and expressing the light in ways that remind others to seek the light too is a way to fulfill your divine destiny. Your light is powerful. Use it. It says people around you, perhaps even you, can sometimes get caught up in the troubles of the world and forget to focus on the light and their own creative power. Gently but persistently, remind yourself and others to ask for divine help. This can be done according to each individual's belief system. Prayers will be answered. Focus on the light at specific moments during the day. Place sacred objects in your line of vision so you see them and remember the light often. You are a light worker, light bearer, one who is divinely designed to receive and transmit light for the benefit of humankind and Mother Earth. You have more influence on situations to bring about divine conclusions than you may realize. Don't be afraid to use your own light in all ways possible. The great creator deity in the pre-Inca tradition of the Andes region is Viracocha, who is said to have risen from Lake Titicaca during the time of darkness to bring forth light. He made the sun, moon, and stars. In his wisdom teachings, this reminds us of the importance of creating numerous ways to experience and remember the light and to reflect it back to ourselves in the world. Creating things in our minds and our world to reflect the divine light is vital. These could be simple altars, sacred spaces, beautiful sacred objects, or it could be the act of burning incense, playing beautiful music, doing a daily practice of meditation and oracle readings, praying, conscious dance, or art. Choose whatever it is, that helps you honor the light and reinforces it as an authentic presence within your being. Through regular practice, a radiance will be ignited and its flames fanned within. Our soul becomes a lighthouse to help others find their way. Amplifying the inner light is a way to tap into your creative consciousness. Then, what you generate in this world through your thoughts and actions is what you actually want to share. That which increases hope, goodwill, happiness, and peace in this world. It is said that Viracocha made humans by breathing into stones, but his first creation efforts were not pleasing to him, so he destroyed them with a flood. Wasn't I talking about water disasters? And began anew for a better result. You know how good your body feels when you take a shower after having a rough day or going through something? The water cleanses you. It cleanses you physically, but it cleanses you spiritually. Like when you do a spiritual cleansing bath or spiritual cleansing shower. The symbolism of this speaks of allowing our creative ideas to evolve. We do not need to be scared to let things fall away, to wash clean and start afresh with our creative intentions. So we reinvent ourselves. We talked about this in this video earlier. We can do this daily through prayer and other ways to honor and strengthen the inner light of spirit. For someone like you with a strong mind and the ability to broadcast thoughts and feelings more clearly than many around you, with a position and purpose of spiritual influence at a soul level, it is essential that you bring your mind and way of being back to the light many times each day. If you get into a dark mood, it doesn't only affect you. It may well bring down others. Even if you are alone, hiding from the world under a bundle of blankets, your darkness doesn't go unnoticed or unfelt. The more you grow spiritually, the more your own states of beings will have an impact on this world. This doesn't mean that you need to fear your own darkness. That's right, Maba talked about that. Don't fear your own darkness. We need the darkness just like we need the light. Rather, when it arises within you, your job is to recognize it and work through it without delay. Work through the darkness. We talked about that. You minimize the amount of time and grip that you give it in your own soul, and you practice authentically bringing yourself back to the light. There is no magic in this. It is an ability born of practice. The discipline to practice comes from the desire to be in the light. You can choose to be in the light for whatever reason. It could be simply that it feels good, or it connects you to Great Spirit and you like that feeling. Oh, thank you for the new subscriber. I appreciate you. It may be that being happier makes you more attractive and magnetic to what you want to experience, or you want to brighten someone's day and not darken their mood with your own. You may want to show gratitude to the divine, not discontent, and so forth. The point is, whatever the reason, the point is that you figure out your best motivations to be in the light, and you practice putting yourself there again and again. All right, you guys. So that's the end. I'm going to close out. I thank you guys for your participation. I thank you guys for your energy. I thank you guys for listening. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my videos, to my YouTube page. My YouTube page is Return to Pachamama Adult Education. I'm going to type it in the banner so you guys can add me, follow me, whatever. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for showing up and being present for yourself. And let me know if these messages resonated with you. Return to Pachamama Adult Education channel. I also have a new, because Instagram stole my old Return to Pachamama business account. So I created a new one. So I am Pachamama Returns 369 on Instagram. You can also follow me here on Hija de Pachamama on Facebook. This right, I just typed right here is my YouTube page. What else? There's different ways that you could reach me if you need to reach me. If you would like a personal reading, feel free to reach out to me via inbox or direct message, or you can even email me. This is where you would email me at if you would like a personal reading. I do numerology readings. I do tarot readings. I do pendulum readings, but not often, but I can do pendulum readings if that's what you would like. I do astro numerology readings. I do numerology and birth chart interpretations. There's different readings that I do. So feel free to reach out to me to see to reach out to see what you would like done. What type of reading would you like for yourself? Thank you so much for your time. I love you guys. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Nazcan. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Janice Aquino. Janice Aquino. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love, you guys. You guys have a wonderful night. I got to get to work in the morning. And just like I was telling y'all need more sleep. My ass need more sleep too. I got a busy day tomorrow, but I wish you all a wonderful, magnificent, prosperous, productive day filled with whatever you need that will propel you into your greatness. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace, y'all.